Sorry I look so terrible. I can't go out for work because I'm waiting on a new computer. And I've missed FedEx the last 2 days for they came to deliver. I wasn't here because I have a job, but I need the computer for the job. So do I work? Do I go out and do my job? Or do I sit at home and wait for a new computer that could or could not come? Because they don't tell you when. They don't give you a heads up and say, yeah, we'll be here between 12 and 2 or anything. It's just, or if they'll even be here. I've missed 2 deliveries, so they might not be here at all. I did get 1 delivery though. That was awesome and sweet. From my local school, I got lunch that I'm going to enjoy here in just a little bit. Our school and a cookie in celebration of Veterans Day. Our local school, they're just absolutely amazing. It's one of the best things of the many things that I love about being in a small community. And I got an invitation to an assembly and a special veterans service that they're having on Friday at the school. They always have all the veterans, local veterans. And it's amazing. They have a breakfast for us first. And we have a lot of fellowship and fun. You get to see all the other veterans around the community that you haven't seen since last year. And then they have an assembly. They play the themes from the branches of the service. And those of us, when ours plays, we stand up and salute the flag. We do the Pledge of Allegiance. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful ceremony. Then we all go outside, all the school. Now, the assembly is just for the high school, of course, but the entire school goes outside afterwards to a monument that they've set up for a memorial for the veterans. And they play taps. Oh, it's so touching for the veterans in the area. It's just so touching for the veterans in the area that we've lost. They play taps for them, and they say the names. And anyway, the kids are great. The kids are just so respectful and so sweet. And we get to see little kids, little kindergartners. They come, a lot of them, the real little kids, the few early grades, they color pictures, and during the breakfast they come around and they pass out their pictures to us, and it's just so moving, so touching. It's beautiful, and I just appreciate living in an area that does that. And today is the day after election here in the United States, so that makes it even more touching whenever you have a presidential election. It's just great. I just love being a part of this community. But I haven't been on for a couple days. My phone quit. My SIM card went out. I've been having trouble, and finally, about 3 days ago, it quit completely. So for 2.5 days or so, I was completely without a phone. Oh, it was a whole thing. There's a whole big reason. You're like, Teresa, go buy a new SIM card. Sounds simple, but it was just a whole thing. Trust me. So anyway, I couldn't go. So I've been missing from YouTube. My writing, I've kind of fallen behind on that because of it's all about getting the phone back when you don't have a phone, and yeah, it's just terrible. So anyway, I've just been really excited about everything, appreciative of my school. What type of a community do you live in? Is it and it doesn't have to be small in population, but is it a community where you have a lot of connection with the school, the neighbors, people going out of their way to honor veterans, first responders, whatever it is? Is that the type of a community that you live in? Do you want to? My son, he moved to a city several years ago, and when he moved in, the lady downstairs, directly below his apartment, she came out and hi, how are you? Where are you from? I'm whoever, introduced herself. I live downstairs. And being neighborly, I would have thought, and my son grew up in a small town, so you'd have thought, but yeah, he kind of thought she was being nosy and she was kind of trying to get information out of him. I'm like, oh, she was being neighborly. She wanted to be your neighbor. She wasn't trying to get anything out of you. She was just being a sweet lady. I thought, to me, that's a sweet person. But I don't know if it's generational or what, but yeah, he kind of took it that she was trying to just be nosy and pushy and want to know his business and all that kind of thing. So, what do you think? Am I wrong there? Hmm. And I know people are different personalities, but where I live and where I've grown up and my whole personality, I just think it's great. I drive for work and I go out into pretty rural, remote areas that can be really practically deserted. I go out there a lot, and occasionally I will get into an area and somebody will pull up, and I'm sitting there along the side of the road in a empty church parking lot, and I'm typing in my stuff into my computer and making notes and everything, finishing up my job, doing administrative stuff into my computer. And somebody might pull up and ask me, "Are you okay? Do you need anything? Are you lost?" And they're helping me too, but they're also, their biggest motivation, I'm sure, when they pull over, their biggest motivation is keeping track of the neighborhood. Hey, there's a strange vehicle sitting there in the church parking lot or wherever along the side of the road. That car has been there for 15 minutes, and I saw her drive by once. And then 15 minutes later, she came back, and now she's sitting in that church parking lot. What's up with that? And so it's not just to check up on me, make sure I'm not lost and I'm not hurt. Their main motivation is, what is this car doing? And I get lost a lot because I'm not really sure where I'm going. So I might drive around your block twice before I find the place I need to go. Then, after I've driven around your block twice, then I park and I sit there for a few minutes because I'm doing my work. And I can see people that live there, what's happening? What's up with that? So that's a lot of why they stop. But also, they're wonderful people and they're making sure I am okay. When that happens to me, I do not get offended. I feel secure because if something were happening to me, if I was under distress, if something had happened, if I was in danger, I would know all these neighbors have been watching. They saw me drive by twice. They saw me park wrong. They saw me pull over here into this church parking lot, and I've been sitting here for 15 minutes. And they come over to check. So if something has happened, I feel safer. If, God forbid, the police or anybody ever had to be called, did you see that woman drive by? She was in that vehicle. And I'm more secure with neighborhoods and communities where people pay attention and people are alert. Maybe where you live, or you might have a totally different outlook on it, and you're like, no, so what? I got lost. I had to drive around the block 2 times. I had to pull over into this church parking lot and do my computer stuff. Get out of my business. Step off. Back up. Don't be bugging me. You might see it that way. And I can see both sides. But for me, I feel more secure knowing that people are paying attention. People are watching. My son, he thought his neighbor was being nosy. I thought she was just being sweet and trying to make friends. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Am I too? I'm too trusting. I'm too naive, or is my son have a suspicious attitude, and I have to try to maybe teach him a little bit. But thank you very much to my local school for lunch. I'm getting ready to enjoy that now, and I so appreciate it. I appreciate being part of this community. I want to thank all the veterans. They're going to be celebrating Veterans Day next week. And thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let's share. Maybe you're not crazy about a community that pulls up to ladies in church parking lots, because that's too much. But we can build a community here, and I promise I won't be pulling up into your driveway being